Now we're looking at the foot. First thing I'd like to do is show you the bones that we already know. This large weight-bearing bone on the medial side is our tibia, and the thin bone on the lateral side is our fibula. You'll notice that the tibia and fibula are articulating here with the bones of the foot. The foot is actually very similar to the hand in the sense that we have a blob of bones here, all long bones, and then the phalanges at the end. These are called tarsals. Do you remember the bones in our hand were called carpals? Remember, you walk on the tar with your tarsals, but you drive a car with your carpals. So make sure you hear the difference between them. The bones in front of the tarsal bones are called your metatarsals, and then the bones at the end are still called phalanges. We'll start with the phalanges because that's probably the easiest place to start. It's exactly the same in the hand as it is on the foot, or vice versa. We have our first, second, third, fourth, and fifth digit. The first one being the big toe, which is called halicis as opposed to polycis. And we have a proximal and a distal phalanx with no intermediate. On numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, we have a proximal, middle, and distal phalanx. Okay. Then we go to our metatarsals. We have our first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now let's look at the tarsals. The large bone on the bottom, let's take a good look at this odd-shaped bone. This is our heel bone called the calcaneus. This is the calcaneus. On top of that, we have the talus. The talus is considered to be the keystone bone of the foot. It articulates superiorly with our femur, it articulates superiorly with our tibia, laterally with our fibula, inferiorly with calcaneus, and anteriorly with navicular. So the talus is going to articulate with 4 different bones. That's why it's called the keystone bone of your foot. But its name is talus, not keystone. Okay. In front we have this boat shaped like a canoe. Where do you find a canoe? In the Navy. So we're going to call this one navicular. Here on the lateral side we have a bone that is sort of cuboid shaped. We're going to call it cuboid. See, we're running out of clever names, so we have to go with the obvious. We have 1, 2, 3 little cuneiform bones. The one on the medial side is going to be our medial cuneiform. The one that is intermediate will be our intermedial cuneiform. Wait for it. The most lateral one is going to be called our lateral cuneiform. Simple enough. Let's look at a few important insertion points on the foot. Here at the base of the first metatarsal, we have tibialis anterior, tibialis posterior, and then coming from the lateral side going under the foot and wrapping around, fibularis longus. All 3 of them are going to insert on the base of the first metatarsal. Over here at the base of the 5th metatarsal, we are going to have fibularis brevis and tertius insert. Okay. We know this is the dorsal surface of the foot, and this is the plantar surface of the foot. So on the plantar you have your flexors, and on the dorsal you have your extensors. If we go all the way down to the distal phalanx number 1, this is where we're going to have on the dorsal aspect extensor halicis longus, and on the plantar aspect, exactly opposite, we are going to have flexor halicis longus. Similarly, on the distal aspect of 2, 3, 4, and 5, we are going to have 4 insertions for our extensor digitorum longus. And on the plantar surface, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we're going to have the tendons of our flexor digitorum longus.